Heated Rivalry is a story that unfolds slowly over time, not through dramatic declarations, but through years of tension, denial, and emotional resistance. It follows two professional ice hockey players, Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov, whose lives are shaped by competition, public image, and the unspoken rules of elite sports. From the outside, they appear to be nothing more than bitter rivals, playing for opposing teams and clashing fiercely whenever they meet on the ice. Their rivalry is intense, visible, and well-known, marked by sharp looks, aggressive plays, and an ongoing battle for dominance that fuels both their careers. Shane Hollander is known for his discipline and control. He is careful, private, and deeply focused on maintaining a flawless public image. To Shane, success depends on order, restraint, and never allowing personal matters to interfere with professional life. He believes that exposure is dangerous and that mistakes, especially personal ones, can destroy everything he has worked for. His life is structured around routines, expectations, and the quiet pressure to always do the right thing. Emotions, for Shane, are something to be managed or ignored. Ilya Rozanov is Shane's opposite in many ways. He is confident, provocative, and openly playful, both on and off the ice. Ilya enjoys attention and is unafraid of standing out. He teases, challenges, and deliberately pushes boundaries, especially with Shane. However, beneath his bold exterior lies emotional awareness and honesty. Ilya understands people well, notices what they avoid, and is far more perceptive than his teasing persona suggests. While Shane hides behind discipline, Ilya uses confidence as his shield. Their relationship changes during a private encounter that neither of them plans or fully understands at first. What begins as confrontation unexpectedly crosses into intimacy. The moment is charged with unresolved tension, rivalry, and curiosity, but neither man is prepared to confront what it means. Instead of discussing it, they treat it as something temporary and separate from their real lives. They return to their public roles as rivals, pretending nothing has changed, even though everything has. From that point on, Shane and Ilya fall into a pattern defined by secrecy. They continue meeting in private over the years, often between seasons or away from public attention. These meetings are never discussed openly, never labeled, and never allowed to grow into something visible. Shane insists on silence, believing that secrecy protects his career and his sense of control. Ilya agrees to the arrangement, at first assuming it will eventually change, or that Shane will become ready for honesty. Time passes in the novel in a way that feels deliberate and heavy. This is not a brief affair, but a connection that stretches across years of games, travel, and professional growth. As their careers advance, their public rivalry remains sharp, while their private relationship deepens quietly. They never talk about the future, and they avoid emotional conversations, relying on physical closeness to replace communication. Over time, this silence begins to create distance instead of safety. As years go by, an emotional imbalance forms between them. Ilya starts to want more than secrecy. He does not necessarily want public declarations, but he wants acknowledgement and honesty from Shane. He wants to know that what they share matters and is not something Shane is ashamed of. Shane, however, remains trapped by fear. He believes that revealing the truth, even partially, could cost him his career, his reputation, and the respect of others. To him, silence still feels safer than honesty. This difference in needs becomes a source of quiet pain. Ilya feels hidden and undervalued, while Shane feels pressured and threatened. Neither man is cruel, but both are protecting themselves in ways that hurt the other. The novel does not portray this conflict as simple or dramatic. Instead, it shows how fear can coexist with affection, and how love can exist without the courage to claim it. Shane's internal struggle becomes more pronounced as the story progresses. He begins to realize that control has limits. While his discipline has protected his career, it has also left him emotionally isolated. He avoids questions about identity and desire, telling himself that stability matters more than happiness. Yet the longer he stays silent, the more strained his connection with Ilya becomes. What once felt manageable now feels heavy and unresolved. Ilya, on the other hand, reaches a point where patience begins to wear thin. He understands Shane's fear, but he cannot continue to exist as a secret indefinitely. Ilya has accepted who he is and what he wants, and he begins to question whether love that requires constant hiding is enough. His confidence no longer protects him from the emotional cost of being unseen. Eventually, the tension between them reaches a turning point. Silence stops working as a solution. Avoidance no longer prevents pain, it creates it. Shane is forced to confront a difficult truth. By trying to protect everything, he has ended up protecting nothing meaningful. His fear has already taken its toll, not through public consequences, but through emotional loss. Ilya, meanwhile, realizes that staying requires boundaries and honesty, not endless compromise. The resolution of Heated Rivalry does not arrive as a dramatic transformation or perfect ending. The world they live in does not suddenly become safe or forgiving. Their careers remain demanding, and public scrutiny does not disappear. What changes is their willingness to face reality. Shane begins to choose honesty, even when it feels risky and uncomfortable. Ilya chooses to stay, not as a hidden presence, but as someone who expects to be acknowledged emotionally. The novel ends not with certainty, but with progress. Their rivalry continues on the ice. Their lives remain complex, and the future is still uncertain. However, the foundation of their relationship shifts from secrecy to intention. They move forward with greater honesty, having accepted that fear cannot be the only guiding force in their lives. Heated Rivalry resonates because it treats love as something that develops slowly under pressure. It does not romanticize secrecy or deny the cost of fear. Instead, it shows how environments shape identity, how silence can feel protective while causing harm, and how growth often comes quietly rather than dramatically. At its core, the novel is about choosing honesty over control and connection over isolation, even when the risk feels overwhelming. If this novel made you pause and think, join Frozen Pages and leave a comment with the next story you want to hear.